Hello guys, welcome to the Talking News. Please push subscribe and the like button. Don't forget to push that notification bell if you want notifications. And today we're going to be talking about Lueck Mackenzie. So this is the young lady out of Utah that went missing in Utah, rather. And I have to say there are some really odd things in this case. And so we're going to go over, what's happening with her, plus her timeline, etc. Okay, so what we're learning is she's leaving California after attending her grandmother's funeral. And her timeline consists of flying and arriving in Salt Lake City at 1:35 a.m. in the morning on June 17th. Okay, so, and we'll talk about what she's wearing and everything after we go through this timeline. So we're going to move on here to 2:01 a.m. It says, she texted her mom, let her know that she had arrived safely in Salt Lake City. Then at 2:42 a.m. Mackenzie gets into a Lyft car. So, and supposedly they say that, you type in your destination ahead of time and you pay ahead of time. I'm not familiar with that. I'm still researching it. But if you know, please comment below. At 2:59 a.m., Mackenzie is dropped off at Hatch Park, which is north of Salt Lake City. Now, Mackenzie supposedly, according to the Lyft driver, got into another person's car, which he doesn't give us any identity of the car, at least that we're aware of. So according to the Lyft driver, she is dropped off and she doesn't seem to be in any sort of distress. She seems to act like she knows this person, whoever it was picking her up. They load her luggage and stuff into the back of the car. She gets into the car and leaves with this unknown person. Now, what is very concerning is the fact that her family says her phone has been shut off and they cannot get a hold of her. They say it is not like her to go off the grid. So they really fear that this could be something, that she could be in danger. Now, police have had a few conferences. They've gone over some new information that they've gotten. Like they have some surveillance footage of her at the Salt Lake City International Airport. She was wearing sweat pants. She was wearing what they call a light colored sweater, a black backpack, a big blue purse, and a brown luggage. So to me, she looks like she's dressed for comfort here. She's not really dressed for meeting anybody new or going on a date. What do you guys think? So, because later on, they kind of suggest, she had dating sites and that maybe she lived a double life. And so right now, police are looking into her social media, trying to get as much information of what could happen to her, could have happened to her. But the fact of the matter is, we need to figure out, is that Lyft driver telling us the truth? And I wanted to talk about that. This is called Talking News, after all. Now, they are saying that Mackenzie is a girl that likes older men, and she dates, a couple of men. I don't know if they mean at the same time or on and off. And one thing I would like to know, if she was meeting someone in this city, because this isn't where she lives in Los Angeles, actually. She would be leaving the next day, headed to Los Angeles. But for some reason, she stopped over and left the airport in Salt Lake City. Her destination, the only thing we know, was Hatch Park, which makes no sense. That whoever she was meeting, she would have to take a Lyft and meet them at a park. And the thing about this park, and I want to mention this before I forget, is it did have a sign up that said that it had surveillance cameras. Turns out that the facility that was supposedly monitored by video surveillance They were completely fake cameras. They were duds. They were there to send a warning that wasn't true. So the police were not able to get any kind of security footage off of this property whatsoever, which also, gives you a few ideas to think. Firstly, they're saying that there's a possibility she was meeting somebody there. But did security footage at the airport catch her going into the restroom to change clothes or to dress up? Because she seems like the type of girl, if she was going to meet a date or something like that, she would want to look her best. And hopefully her family can fill that question in for us. Was she the type of girl that would want to look her best when she met somebody, especially somebody new? Because to me, that would make a huge difference, if she was meeting somebody there for a date or not. Also, not only that, the Lyft driver is saying he doesn't really have much information other than seeing her leave. He has that down pat. So, can the Lyft driver manipulate and give us a story? Is it possible for them to go in there and change the route through her phone? I would have to say that is something I would consider as an investigator. I'm sure they have. But something just isn't right with this story. And the thing is she's just 23 years old, so young. And no matter what, whoever took her to this area knew possibly there was no surveillance footage there. Maybe she was meeting with somebody you have to think, who would know these kind of things? What type of person would she meet at a place where they know security cameras are not working or they're not real? So that's definitely something you want to think about. But in my opinion, as a woman, I'm looking at this picture and I see that she is flying in comfort. So if she was meeting somebody, she was, not planning to impress anybody. So it just doesn't make sense to me. If you guys know something I don't, post it in comments below. A lot of people like to read the comments. But as of 11:30, I think it was 6/24/19, there was a post on a group page for a press conference. The police actually went over, some of the information that they got and said that they activated a tip line. And that phone number is 801-799-4420. They said that they have 6 officers just working on that tip line. During that conference, also, police were asking questions like, does she have a phone we don't know about? So if anybody can answer those questions, you can call that tip line. Or who does she meet in North Salt Lake City? Anyone in contact with Mackenzie online or by phone? If you are, also contact that tip line. And one of the biggest questions is they're wondering, does she, have somebody in her life that no one knows about? So if you're in her life, she's with you, contact that tip line. They say that they are in contact with Mackenzie's family, and that's pretty much on a daily basis. They're also in contact with the Lyft driver, and the Lyft driver says she met someone else out that park and that they made contact. They won't put the make of the car because they don't want to flood the tip lines with bad leads. Now, some of Mackenzie's closer friends tell us that, she has on the eyelash extension for those women who recognize, that sort of thing. So on June 26th, Tuesday, police are looking into Mackenzie's social media and dating accounts. Police have issued a few warrants in order to go through all of these important areas. that were part of her life. But my question is there a possibility that the girl was never ever at the park? Maybe she never even made it to that park? So I hope the police were able to get a warrant to go through all the security footage surrounding whatever route they thought she might have gone with that Lyft driver. I'm thinking the Lyft driver might have drove to the park just to, distract them. I mean, there's a possibility he could have done that. There's still a possibility that the Lyft driver could be the reason she's not here anymore. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that we cannot find her. And of course, he's going to be a suspect until, this story starts to get the evidence it needs in order to tell her story. Police are treating it as a missing person still. It is not being treated as any type of homicide or foul play case at the moment. But really, there's no proof that Mackenzie was ever dropped off at that park other than the word from the Lyft driver. Now, I mentioned it early before, so a lot of the investigators are picking up these tips, like at some of the conferences where reporters are asking if she lived a double life, and according to that, there's no indication of her living a double life, the police said. But again, the friends say Mackenzie was known to date several people, and she was interested in older men. And at the moment, police will not say whether or not they have talked to any of these men she might have dated. So common sense will say that they probably have talked to a few of them, and once they get all more information, they will actually probably even talk to more. So the most important thing about this case is that we get her story and her face out there quick as possible. She is a very pretty young 23-year-old, and we could see where people might be drawn to her. So guys, please share this video, share her picture, share her information anywhere you can, and especially if you have a hot channel or a hot Instagram, you can really make a difference. But that's all I have to share on this case right now. I am taking notes and researching this one. My husband's, I'm still dealing with that, so it's really hard to get things out right now. I want to say thanks for watching, thanks for caring, and I will see you guys soon.